All right. This is an update on the NASA Rush Wednesday to get a special pump on board.
What happened to your voice again? It sounds like your voice is lost again. Remember, 2 days ago I said it sounds like something's wrong with your voice. Yesterday you had full voice again.
Did I?
And now today your voice is weak.
Could be all the yelling happening in here. I don't know.
Okay, why are you yelling?
I don't know.
Okay, why don't you have any energy right now?
Special pump on board Shuttle Discovery to fix a bulky toilet at the International Space Station.
What do you mean a bulky toilet? Was that the character?
Bulky?
Is bulky? Was that the character from, what was it, from Perfect Strangers? What was the name of that show?
Bulky.
Is that what his name was?
Yes.
Pierce Brosnan? No, not Pierce Brosnan.
No.
Bronson Pinchot.
There you go.
Is that what his name is? Bronson Pinchot?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Lou.
Was it Charles Bronson?
No, I said Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, Pierce Bond. James Bond.
So a bulky toilet, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the International Space Station as the launch countdown got underway.
Okay.
The space station's Russian-built toilet has been acting up for the past week. Russian space officials are providing the pump to launch aboard Discovery on Saturday. A NASA employee was en route to Florida from Russia with the 1.5-foot pump and related hardware.
I mentioned this yesterday, Lou, but correct me if I'm wrong. When Ryan reads the story, it really is like we're third graders, correct? He really reads it as if he kind of looks up at me like, Lino, can you understand the words I say?
Are you following us?
It's kind of hurtful the way you read the news to me, Ryan, I got to tell you.
Revenge is good.
But it's the way you... Give me the story. As an example, give me the story. Here's how I'd like you to read the story from now on.
All right, go ahead.
Without insulting me. The space station's Russian-built toilet has been acting up for the past week. See, no, that wasn't insulting, was it, Lou?
No, I wasn't insulted by that.
But the way he phrases it, doesn't it make it sound like we're children?
Lou, don't go on his side.
Listen,
I'm allowing Lou to vote, Ryan. Hang on a second.
I'm saying I can see your point. It's if you're...
Which means I'm right, but doesn't want to hurt Ryan's feelings.
Kind of, yeah.
And I respect that.
Thank you.
Okay, continue to treat me like a third grader, Ryan.
If Lino was less insecure, then he wouldn't feel that way.
Well, because I'm thinking everyone is feeling the same way I am, that Ryan is saying, listen,
I don't think everyone thinks that.
You're all dumber than me, so let me speak very slowly so you can understand.
I just think you're
A NASA employee was en route to Florida from Russia with a 1.5-foot pump. Okay, Ryan, here's your story.
All right, good. Excellent. To make room for the pump inside Discovery's crammed cabin, NASA was going to pull out some wrenches, a spare part of the space station's oxygen generator, and a microbe-killing device for use in the European Space Lab.
Okay, now you're telling a story. I like it. You're doing a good job. I like it. I'm being complimenting you.
Now I have your approval. Thanks.
Yes. Now you're telling me a story.
I need it. NASA is also squeezing in a Disney action figure, Buzz Lightyear.
Good. Wow. I'm glad they are.
Wow. That seems necessary.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Before you get to that, let me talk about the toilet. All right. I don't care about some action figure they're bringing in. How bummed out would you be if you're in the space station, you're hanging out there month after month, and you're like, it's full, and the bathroom just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, terrible.
That would be like just a horrible, horrible place to be. And you're just looking around into the vastness of space, and you're like, well... The bathroom doesn't work. Hey, would somebody mind flying into space to give me a toilet? Like, that communication had to be so awkward, because you can imagine the cosmonauts or whatever they are up there.
Yeah.
Calling down going, the bathroom doesn't work.
What would you say you do here?
So, what are we going to do here?
And what do you say to the other, you're the first one that goes in there, when it breaks or whatever, and you're like, it doesn't flush? Or,
dude, I broke the toilet.
Yeah. Like,
guys, you're not going to believe this.
You want to talk about virtues. You think that you think you have to deal with patience? You think you have to live a virtuous life? You think traffic is bad? Imagine being in the middle of space, in a space station, and your toilet breaks.
Man.
That is living a virtuous life.
Terrible.
Whether you want to or not, you have to live a virtuous life in that case. If we could only see, well, other people have it worse than me. If I got a bad toilet, I'll go down the hall.
That must be the same feeling some people get, like, coming out and telling the other cosmonauts that you just broke the toilet. I think that's similar, parallels to the same feeling I got the first time I went to confession, where you just sit there and you're just like, really, really embarrassed about everything you're about to say, and you're like, well, I have to tell them.
The priest didn't hate you, but I think the other astronauts did hate you.
I just did this. Because you're afraid of what they're going to... Yeah, Ryan is right, though. The priest would never say, what?
Yeah.
But
The priest isn't going to strike you.
But the cosmonauts have a problem. You broke the toilet? How many
What?
How many toilets do you think we got around here? We don't have a lot of toilets, you know. We have one toilet. You just broke it.
There's no rest stop along the way.
And now we have to have the Discovery space shuttle fly up and bring us a toilet.
Thanks.
And by the way, I like the story. A guy had to fly from Russia with toilet, not with love. From Russia with toilet to Florida. And he had to carry it in his luggage, and he had to sit on the plane with a toilet.
Backed up in the USSR.
As that thing's going through... Can you imagine as that thing's going through the metal detector? Sir, what is this? Toilet?
Why did it set off the metal detector? Porcelain.
Why don't you just use the toilet in the plane? That's what the plane's bathroom is for. Oh, it's for the space station.
Yeah, you're not going to believe what happened. Yeah.
And who do you think they get? That's a NASA employee. Like, what straw is drawn for that guy? Who's going to fly to Russia?
That's like an intern job.
Who's flying to Russia to fly? Hey, this is what you got to do. We need you to fly to Russia, pick up a toilet.
What?
And fly back to Florida so we can put it in the space shuttle so we can fly it up to the space station.
Man. Yeah, that's like...
Sometimes what we have created in God's creation makes it even more difficult. We're genius enough to be able to create a space station. We're not genius enough to make the toilet work.
Yeah, they didn't think to, like, there's not like a plumber. They're astronauts. They're brilliant people. There's not one guy that can kind of, like, just jiggle the handle or something.
The guys have figured out all... I don't understand anything about aerodynamics and space. I don't understand anything.
Doctors in, like, astrophysics, and they're like, what do I do?
And the fuel it burns and just the right angle so that the plane or the space shuttle doesn't blow up and all these things. Everything you have to consider. And yet...
Can't do it.
I don't know how to fix a toilet.
What happens now? The water's coming up.
It's all ball bearings. Right? Am I right? It's just kind of like I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. Hey, does anybody have a wrench?
I don't have a wrench.
What? Why? I broke the toilet.
What are you gonna do? Those poor Russians. But like I say, this is something that, as we go through our day-to-day lives and everything in life, you can see either as a way to grow in holiness or not. A way to grow in virtue or a way to grow in vice. In all the little things in our daily lives. Just picture these dudes on the International Space Station. Right now, they can be in fits of anger. They could kill a guy. Or they can just practice the virtue of patience. Everything is up to us in this life. How we want to grow in virtue or if we want to grow in vice.
Self-control.
If I was on that International Space Station, boy, I wouldn't be prudent with my words on who broke the toilet.
Oh, man.
Not pleasant. I'm the Catholic guy, Lino Rulli. It's the Wheel of News. It's our technical director, Lou's turn to spin the wheel.